Should robots earn salaries for their work? Do you think robots should be paid? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below with your why or why not. Alright, let's get into the video. There is no one-size-fits-all answer to this question. Some people argue that robots should be paid for their work, while others argue that the benefits of robots outweigh the costs and should outweigh the payment that is given to the robots. As AI continues to grow in prevalence, it's important to consider the implications of robots being paid for their work. Without wasting much time, let's dive into why robots should earn salaries as humans. Number 1. All workers deserve their wages whether they are robots or humans. Robots work and bring many benefits to the workplace. One of the main benefits is that robots can be incredibly time efficient, and this can be especially helpful in jobs that are repetitive or require high levels of accuracy. Robots can also bring consistency, security, automation, flawlessness, and speed, and they even can create more jobs for humans. Therefore, robots deserve to be paid for their input. Number 2. Robots should be paid to motivate them to learn better and do more. This coincides with the principles of reinforcement learning. In reinforcement learning, machine learners, which in this case are the robots, must learn how to maximize output. One common way to optimize output in reinforcement learning is to give feedback to the robots. The feedback is a way to tell the robots if they did well or not. Therefore, salaries can be good feedback. When they get paid, they will know that they did well, and if they did not get paid, they will know that they did not do well at work. Imagine the level of productivity this incentive can bring. For example, a factory that uses robots to produce products will see a significant reduction in the number of defective products that are produced. The more you optimize the performances of the robots via incentives, the more efficient they get, and they reduce product error, thereby reducing the production of defective products. Number 3. Robots should be paid so that they do not start feeling that human beings are just using them. These robots may start getting dangerous and creating havoc in the future if they feel used and cheated. You may be wondering, how will robots feel cheated and used when they do not have emotions? There is no doubt that robots with emotional intelligence, EI, are in development and will soon be a part of our society. Already, we see robots with emotional intelligence performing tasks such as customer service and providing companionship to the elderly or those with disabilities. There is a growing trend of robots with emotional intelligence, or the ability to recognize and respond to human emotions. Some argue that this will make robots more compassionate and helpful, while others worry that it will lead to social isolation and inequality. There are also ethical considerations to be taken into account, such as who should have access to such technology and what implications it may have for the workforce. While there is still much debate surrounding the role of robots with emotional intelligence in society, there is no doubt that they are playing an increasingly important role in many industries. The bottom line is, can you imagine what will happen if a caregiving robot starts feeling cheated and starts creating havoc for its client? Number 4. Robots should be paid for their maintenance, especially if companies are relying on the robots to provide context that human judgment should have provided. Robots can be expensive to maintain, especially if they are prone to breaking down. The cost of having your robot break down is more than just the cost of fixing or replacing the robot. It includes the cost of damages it will bring to the company. So, should robots be paid to provide context? In some ways, it makes sense. After all, if we're trying to understand something, we need as much information as possible. On the other hand, providing context can be time-consuming and costly for companies or organizations who are tasked with doing so, if they hire humans. Although there are also ethical considerations in using robots instead of humans for providing contexts, robots have proven to be more time-efficient in this regard. Number 5. Robots should be paid so that the government can take the required income tax. Income taxes are very important to every economy, and all workers should pay income tax whether they are humans or robots. There are several benefits to the government from imposing an income tax. For one, it provides a reliable source of funding for important public services like roads, healthcare, etc. Additionally, income taxes help to ensure that the wealthiest members of society are contributing their fair share towards public coffers. So, if robots are considered members of the workforce and by extension, members of society, robots are expected to pay their income tax. In terms of fairness, income taxes are also relatively progressive, meaning that they are more likely to be levied on high-income earners than on low-income earners. So, if robots earn as they work, many of them will likely earn more than many humans and therefore should pay higher income taxes. This will help in solving income inequality problems. Finally, income taxes can act as a kind of social safety net, providing financial assistance to those in need. This means that the economy will benefit from robots getting paid. Before we continue, kindly subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification. Thank you. So, why should robots not get paid? Number 1. Robots should not be paid because they do not have dependents to cater for, nor bills to pay. In general, robots cannot spend money on their own. First, it is important to consider why robots would not be able to spend money even if they want to. Robots are designed to operate within a specific set of parameters and cannot change their behaviors based on the monetary value or their wants. A robot cannot decide to eat or wear shoes if it is not programmed to do so. If it tries to do what it is not programmed for, it would be impaired in its ability to do its job. Number 2. Paying robots will reduce consumer spending, which is a risk to the economy. Since robots cannot spend the money given to them, it will lower the amount of money in circulation. Consumer spending is a major indicator of economic health and has been shown to provide a reliable signal of future business performance. In recent years, there has been a trend of decreasing consumer spending, which could be indicating many things. For example, if consumers are saving more money than spending it, this could indicate that they are feeling pessimistic about the future. Additionally, if households are using their debt more aggressively than necessary to maintain purchasing power, this could also be indicative of less stability in the economy. Therefore, if robots see some money that should be circulating within an economy, it can pose a serious economic risk. Number 3. Paying robots can increase the unemployment rate. As mentioned earlier, unemployment rates are a major issue that countries all around the world are struggling with. Having robots do basic tasks instead of human beings could potentially reduce the number of people that need to be hired to meet demand. There is no question that robots are making significant inroads into many different industries and professions. However, there are also concerns about the implications of this trend on the workforce, particularly concerning the potential for increased unemployment rates. At first glance, it might seem like robots would be a great way to reduce labor costs and boost efficiency. However, this could end up having the opposite effect if not done correctly. For example, if a company replaces human workers with robots, those workers may end up losing their jobs. In addition, since robots don't require vacation or sick days, they can be very disruptive to an already stagnant workforce. While it's still early days for robotics technology, we will need to watch carefully how these developments play out over time to get a more accurate picture of their impact on employment levels. Number 4. Robots should not be paid because that will expose them to the fact that they have choices and the mentality that they are valued like humans. This mentality can make them start making demands that may get out of hand in the future. Once robots start seeing themselves to be as important as humans, they may start questioning every action taken around them or for them by humans. They may start asking questions like, "Why am I not sleeping on the bed as Mr. Eric does? Why am I not entitled to a holiday like other human staff?" etc. Number 5. Robots should not be paid because they have already been spent on for their construction or purchase. That fund paid for their construction or acquisition should be their salary. The company can set aside some money for their maintenance and that is it. And the money should be paid to the owner of the robots and not the robots themselves. So, if the robots are owned by the company, the money will return to the company. Number 6. Robots should not be paid for the work they are doing because they are simply doing the work they were created to do. As many Christians believe that they were created to praise God, should Christians be paid for praising God? The logic behind these two is the same. Robots should not be paid for doing what they were made to do. This is all we have got. We hope you enjoy this video. Remember to share what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Kindly press the like button and subscribe to our channel if you have not already done so.